Sharma to come on the floor and speak for 2 minutes about the Oxford debate.
All right. Very good evening to one and all present out here. It has always been my pleasure to be here at PCGT. Namaskar, sir. A very good evening to everyone. Sir, I have been a part of the NYPs in the previous editions, and this time, since it was our maiden Oxford debate conclave, I believe the way these people, Bianca, Ishan, Vignesh, and all these people, they pulled it up. It was great. We are living at different locations currently, might have internet issues and everything, but these people, they ensured the smooth functioning of this entire debate. And as I have been a part somewhere around in deciding the agendas for the NYPs and everything, the agenda for this particular Oxford debate also, they were spectacular. Like they quite align themselves with the ideology which PCGT actually have. So considering that, hosting a debate on such amazing agendas and allowing students to express their opinions, that's something great. And it is always my pleasure to be a part of such great endeavors which PCGT do.
Thank you, Vedansh. Ribeiro sir, Raja sir, with your permission, can we start the closing ceremony?
Please, we can start.
Good evening, everyone. I, Bianca Chettiar, Campus Ambassador of PCGT and the Vice President of the National Youth Parliament, welcome you all to the closing ceremony of the conclave. Public Concern for Governance Trust is a registered trust founded in 2002 by Mr. Julio Ribeiro, Dr. R.K. Anand, and late Mr. B.G. Deshmukh to increase public participation and activism towards creating a more transparent and efficient government system. In order to sensitize and mentor the youth in ethical values with emphasis on good governance, PCGT started the Youth for Governance program in 2012, the National Youth Parliament in 2019, the Campus Ambassador program in 2019, and the Lead Campus Ambassador program in 2020. In the Youth for Governance program, the main goal is to make us, the youth, aware of being responsible citizens who can at any time take up issues that concern us and hold citizens' rights to good governance. In Youth for Governance, we are also made aware that not everybody will work in governance, but everybody can demand good governance. At PCGT, we participate in Youth for Governance through the internship program and the Campus Ambassador program. The internship program is for a period of 30 days, wherein students come together and raise issues which concern them and deliberate upon them. We also have a first-hand learning experience in knowing about the various aspects of right to information. The Kuchar program inculcates in us the feeling of togetherness and giving back to the society. The Campus Ambassador program at PCGT was started in the year 2019, wherein students from various institutes represent Public Concern for Governance Trust at their institute and create and spread awareness on the work we do. As we believe that the youth can spread awareness about good governance and work towards it. In order to bring our efforts into actions, PCGT has previously organized dialogues, workshops, and webinars as requested by the campus ambassadors and lead campus ambassadors on issues related to good governance. Shri Vileparle Kelwani Mandal, SVKM, is a public charitable trust registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860 and the Bombay Public Trusts Act 1950. SVKM has always been committed to the cause of providing high-quality education at various levels. The SVKM's Praveen Gandhi College of Law was established in the year 2004 and is affiliated to the University of Mumbai. Praveen Gandhi College of Law aims at giving students exposure to experiential learning in the varied fields of law, and in this regard have conducted various workshops and seminars. Coming to PCGT Conclave 2021, unity in diversity has been a hallmark feature of the Indian society and culture since ages. However, with rising instances of communal hatred, it is essential for the youth to understand, evaluate, and implement this feature in their day-to-day life. We at PCGT strive to promote Sadbhavna in citizens and ethical values amongst the youth. In furtherance to this vision, PCGT's lead campus ambassadors have organized the conclave, which hosted attendees from various age groups through a variety of events like the Oxford debate, paper presentations, and dialogues on various aspects of unity and diversity, ranging from lessons from the past to its relevance in the current times. During the 2 days of this conclave, we had various events going on. The Oxford debate, the research papers and articles, along with panel discussions, seminars, and dialogues. The lead campus ambassadors, along with the campus ambassadors, worked together for the success of this event. To give us more insights about the conclave, I now invite the lead campus ambassadors to give us a summary on the Oxford debate, the research papers and articles, and the panel discussion respectively. I request Mr. Ishan Chitnis, lead campus ambassador and coordinator of the Oxford debate, to take over. Over to you, Ishan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bianca. Good evening, everyone present here. I would like to especially thank Dr. R.K. Anand, our trustee, to give us this idea, of having a conclave on unity and diversity. I remember, having discussions about this while our lead campus ambassador program had started, and I'm happy to say that today, I hope, sir, we have been able to execute, what you envisaged. So, over the course of the last few months, it has been really, great working with the campus ambassadors spread across different colleges of Mumbai, and it was great working under our program in charge, Mr. Shivam Jain Kakadia, and other lead CS2, where we ensured that we could have diverse events spread out across the conclave, which could actually bring out what PCGT wants to convey about unity in diversity, as a thing. So I believe and I hope we have been able to deliver it, and I'm just looking forward to working on this conclave in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishan. I request Ms. Srividya Nargolkar, lead campus ambassador and coordinator of the research papers and articles, to take over. Over to you, Srividya.
Thank you so much, Bianca. I today do not speak merely on behalf of some research papers and article writing competition department, but on behalf of PCGT's conclave, maiden editions article and research writing paper department. I simply cannot resist mentioning that PCGT has enabled Shreya, Ayush, Ishan and me to contribute towards a better future even after our formal 1-month internship. PCGT has literally made us a family. And one thing that is peculiarly special about a family, according to me, is not that it always stays together, but that it always strives to give its best to the other members. And this is how the lead campus ambassadors, my colleagues and myself, we got together and we thought of organizing this conclave with the assistance of Shivam, our mentor. And consequently, Ishan organized this wonderful Oxford debate. Ayush organized wonderful dialogues and speeches. Shreya was in charge of the PR, Harsh for the designs, and I organized the research papers and article writing events. This journey of organizing the research events, although seemed easy at first, was cumbersome and very hectic. Right from brainstorming the subtopics for papers and researching for it ourselves, coordinating with the PR department, preparing the rules, mark sheets, coordinating with the judges. It wasn't an easy task, and it definitely wouldn't have been possible without the help of my colleagues, Mr. Rahul Balkrishnan and Ms. Ishita Desai. I take a moment to thank Rahul and also Ishita for their efforts and their help. As we come towards the end of this conclave today, I am proud to say that I have already started chalking out. In fact, all of us have already started chalking out our way ahead. We listed out our feedbacks given to us and also chalked out a timeline or a blueprint which will help the next CAs or the next interns to organize this event at a much larger scale. In conclusion, today I assure the PCGT trustees and also all the members who are present here from PCGT that with the guidance that has been given to us and the opportunities that have been presented to us, we, the youth, shall always strive to create a better future, and we shall always strive to further the goal that PCGT has aimed at. I thank you all for lending your kind ear to me. Thank you. Um, I believe that Bianca is having some issues with the connection. So if I may invite Ayush now to the stand to express his views. Over to you, Ayush.
Thank you very much, Srividya. I remember towards the start when Dr. Anand has proposed a vision for having a conclave on the topic of unity and diversity. And in one of our lead campus ambassadors meeting, we were brainstorming that, how could we, like we have already executed a National Youth Parliament. Now, how do we execute a conclave, a holistic conclave on unity and diversity? And I remember in one of these just brainstorming sessions, the idea was that we could have a debate of sorts where the students can express their own ideas regarding various aspects of unity and diversity, and also on the contrary, we could have panel discussions and dialogues and public lectures, webinars, where we could have eminent personalities who could give their vast experience regarding various aspects of unity and diversity. And I'd like to think that I'm very happy to say that we have executed both of those. And I'd just like to give a short summary of the events that we organized under this PCGT Conclave 2021. So we first of all we had a panel discussion with Mr. Julio Ribeiro, Mr. Founding Trustee, Public Concern for Governance Trust, Mr. Satish Sahani, former Commissioner of Mumbai Police, and Mr. Gulam Bahanwati, Trustee, Public Concern for Governance Trust. The opening address for this panel discussion was delivered by the Chairman of Public Concern for Governance Trust, Mr. VP Raja. This was followed by a public lecture on unity in diversity, the lessons from history and the way forward by Mr. Jauhar Sirkar, former Culture Secretary, Government of India. This public lecture was followed by a dialogue on Constitution of India, a symbol of unity in diversity by Mr. Aspit Chinoy, Senior Counsel, Bombay High Court. These three events will now be followed by the keynote address on unity in diversity, the Indian perspective by Dr. R.K. Anand, which will be happening shortly. We are all very eager to hear Dr. Anand, as it was his vision of PCT Conclave to be on unity and diversity, and we are all very eager to hear. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srividya and Ayush. As we're in association with Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Mumbai, the faculty in charge of this institute, Mrs. Kavita Sharma, has always lent us a helping hand and reached out to us whenever required. I now request Mrs. Kavita Sharma, Assistant Professor at Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Mumbai, to address us. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bianca. It's a pleasure to see Bianca. Uh, Good evening to one and all. Respected Mr. Ribeiro, Dr. Anand, Mr. Raja, Mr. Vahanvati, Mrs. Anna Saldana, my principal, Dr. Nutan Mediwal, professors from different colleges, teachers across India, participants, advocates, and students. And not to forget, the most important people who conduct this whole program, the campus ambassadors and the interns of PCGT. Good evening to all of you. It is a day of immense pleasure. Collaboration with PCGT brings memories of the past when we started the interaction by sending our students as interns at PCGT. The collaboration gained momentum when we started conducting programs like National Youth Parliament and national level webinars like the one we conducted in collaboration with JSA, PCGT, and PGCL. Constant encouragement from our principal, Dr. Nutan Mediwal, has added to the enthusiasm and has brought in such wonderful experiences of great learning to our students as well as to all the teachers. Adding to one such event is the present conclave. Our students are working under the able guidance of Mr. Ribeiro, Dr. Anand, Mr. Raja, Mr. Vahanvati, and other honorable members of PCGT. On behalf of our management, Shri Vilapalli Kelvani Mandal, and our college, Ravind Gandhi College of Law, I express my heartfelt thanks to PCGT and all the members. This conclave has definitely instilled in us a feeling of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or one world family. We have to remind ourselves of the pledge that we used to recite in our school days. It starts with India is my country and all Indians are my brothers and sisters. The moment we say all Indians are my brothers and sisters, there is no question of the other. We are all one. So I hope this conclave has inculcated and instilled in all of us, or reminded all of us rather, to have this feeling of oneness, which is already there. We have to just cherish it. We have to just take care that it has to continue with the love and affection towards all the human beings and towards all the Indians that are around us. So there is no Christian, there is no Hindu, there is no Muslim. We are all one and we are all Indians. With this hope, I pray to God that the good work done by PCGT and the kind of collaboration that PCGT and PGCL have been doing, we continue to do so. And thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to conduct this whole, we could contribute a little bit in the very well organized conclave by PCGT. So we have just little share, but that little share definitely is going to bring a lot of laurels for our college. Thank you so much. We look forward to the National Youth Parliament, which we are going to conduct in collaboration with PCGT. And definitely it will be again a huge success like the last year. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. It would not have been possible to host this conference without the guidance of the head of the institute, Dr. Srimati Nutan Mediwal. Dr. Nutan Mediwal completed her graduation and is a recipient of gold medal for postgraduate studies from Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. She has done her doctorate in Vedanta philosophy. Nutan ma'am has also presented papers at national and international conferences. Currently, ma'am is in charge principal of SVKM's Praveen Gandhi College of Law. I now request Dr. Srimati Nutan P. Mediwal, principal of Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Mumbai, to address us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bianca. Good evening to respected dignitaries, guests, members of the audience, and dear participants. We are glad and honored to be associated with PGCT, an organization with a vision to create better India. This endeavor, this constant effort to awaken the youth of India, to encourage them, to involve them in thought-provoking activities, debates, and recently added research papers about issues related to our country and society will definitely contribute to a society with an understanding best expressed in the following words. There is one caste, caste of humanity. There is one language, that's the language of the heart. Religions are many, God is one. Nations are many, earth is one. Beings are many, breath is one. I think it sums up unity in diversity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your thoughtful words. PCGT Conclave would not have been possible without our pillar of strength, Mr. Julio Ribeiro. Mr. Julio Ribeiro graduated in Commerce and Law from Mumbai University. He joined the Indian Police Service in 1953 and rose to be the Commissioner of Police Mumbai from February 1982 to May 1985. Later, Sir served in quick succession as Director General, Central Reserve Police Force, Director General of Police Gujarat, Special Secretary to the Government of India's Home Ministry, Director General of Police Punjab, and finally an advisor to the Governor of Punjab. Besides other awards, he is the recipient of the Padma Bhushan in 1987. Post-retirement, Sir was appointed as ambassador to Romania, where he served for 4 years, from 1989 to 1993. The then Prime Minister, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, had asked him to be the governor of Jammu and Kashmir, but he declined because of his involvement in social work in his native city of Mumbai. He heads the Mohalla Ekta Committee, which seeks to bring about communal harmony between the diverse communities in the city of Mumbai. I now request Mr. Julio Ribeiro, founding trustee of PCGT, to address us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bianca. After hearing for the last 2 days, young people talking, elderly people putting in their own thoughts and keeping it open for the younger people to mull over and decide for themselves, because PCGT does not believe in foisting our own ideas on others. It's only to keep open all the issues, hear them out, see what you feel is best for the country. Because all of us, even some of us who might be called anti-national, are nobody's anti-national. They all want the good of the country and they want this country to prosper. And I think that what has happened in the last 2 days is most important. Dr. Anand, our founding trustee, has been the initiator of this because he really believes in communal harmony. He always stresses on that. It is his greatest passion in life. And I'm happy that his dream has come true today. And I hope these young people have imbibed some of the thoughts that have been thrown open here. I always felt good in our country, always felt good. I mean, I belong to a minority. I would have been belonging to the majority if my ancestors had not been converted some 450 years ago by the Portuguese invaders. But it so happened this is an accident of history. And once you are initiated into a religion, well, you belong to that and you do not want to get away from it. You must make the best of it. And because all religions teach you the same universal truths. About that, there is no notes. Personally, I feel that religions are all explanations for the unknown. And nobody knows really how we were born, how we came on this face of this earth, and what will happen after we go. But as long as we are here, we should be kind to others, compassionate to others. Dr. Madiwal just gave a small little poem, which I thought was very good, very nice. I must get it from her. and remember to repeat it. But I had heard one earlier, of some very unknown poet who said, so many gods, so many creeds, so many paths that wind and wind. Yet all that this sad world needs is just the act of being kind. That is all that is needed. To think of others, to do things for others. And this is what PCGT tries to imbibe in our young people. I mean, do not be selfish. Do not be thinking only of yourself. You must think of yourself because you have your career before you. But when going through your career, also remember that there are other people who are your own, from your own nation. When I used to go abroad, people treated me like an Indian. They said, and we also used to behave like that. And, we had people from different communities, different parts of India, speaking different languages, and we always were one. We never felt that we were anything different. Unfortunately, this type of feeling is under attack, I would say. And it is important for young people to see what they can do about it. Because one thing is certain, if we are not united, we cannot progress. We just cannot progress. And if 15% of the population you think can we just disappear in a wish, it is not possible. You have to take everybody along, and that is most important. It's not only sufficient to just say it, sabke saath, sabke vikas. Not only that, you have to actually work it out, and it can be worked out if you treat people as human beings, as equals, and all good citizens, as respected citizens of this country. This is what I feel. And I hope that whatever you have heard in these 2 days has made you mull over this. We want you to think over it. And then we would be very happy, PCGT, to help you along, because this is our mission in life. We have all retired, most of us who are the trustees, and we want to see there are better citizens, better human beings in this country. This is our mission in life, and we intend to do it as long as we are alive. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words. It is our privilege and honor to have Dr. R.K. Anand, the founder trustee of PCGT, among us. Dr. R.K. Anand, one of India's senior-most pediatrician and former medical director of Jaslok Hospital and Research Center, is a founder trustee of Public Concern for Governance Trust. As the founder president of the Association for Consumers Action on Safety and Health, former chairman of the Committee for Protection of the Child Consumer of the Indian Academy of Pediatrics and co-chairman of the International Advisory Council of the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action, he has been fully involved in ending the exploitation of the child consumer by the pharma and baby food industry. His book, Dr. R.K. Anand's Guide to Child Care, has been a bestseller. A symbol of national integration, Dr. Anand was born in Punjab, studied in Bihar, married in Kerala, and settled in Maharashtra. He now plans to spend the rest of his life for communal harmony and to work with organizations like Sarvodaya and Moral Rearmament, initiatives of change for a corruption-free, hate-free, violence-free, united India. I now request Dr. R.K. Anand to address us. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Friends, Shivam told me that I should speak in English and Hindustani. शिवम साहब, आपके हुक्म की तामील की जाएगी। जब मैंने आप लोगों को सुना including your teachers, principal, Mr. Romero and others, and young people. मेरे से रहा नहीं गया आपको कहने के लिए, सच हुए सपने मेरे, झूम रहे हो मन मेरे, सच हुए सपने मेरे। इनफैक्ट वाकई आप हमारे एम्बेसडर्स हैं और रहेंगे, और हम मिलके इस मुल्क को वही बनाएंगे जो हमारे पूर्वज सोचते थे, कोशिश करते थे, followed by people like Gandhi ji, Rabindranath Tagore and others. And I'm sure together we will continue to do what is right and take firm action against where things are not going the right way. दोस्तों, आपने देखा होगा कि मैंने शुरुआत अपने बात की चर्चा की नमस्कार से शुरू की। अगर आप सिर्फ इसी को समझ जाएं कि नमस्ते क्यों की जाती है, why we say नमस्ते, तो आप सब कुछ समझ गए। Unity in diversity and the perception of the Indian way of living at life, the right perspective. नमस्ते हम करते हैं that I bow to the divine in you. And that divine is in everyone, not only in Hindus or Muslims or Sikhs or Parsi, in everyone. And the same divine is in me. And when I realize that, difference कहाँ, हम सब एक हैं। और हमारे एक मुस्लिम दोस्त ने भी हमको दूसरी तरह से उसको कहा, झुका दे सर उसी के सामने, झुका दे सर उसी के सामने, मिल जाए जो कोई, अगर सजदा ही करना है तो अल्लाह सब में रहता है। रिपीट करूंगा, झुका दे सर उसी के सामने, मिल जाए जो कोई, अगर सजदा ही करना है तो अल्लाह सब में रहता है। फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप यही समझ जाएं नमस्ते, और जैसे हमारे मुसलमान भाई ने कहा, तो वेयर आर द डिफरेंसेस। अगर आपको सब में खुदा नजर आ रहा है, भगवान नजर आ रहा है, वही सोल नजर आ रही है, वही आत्मा नजर आ रही है, वही रूह नजर आ रही है, how can we think of fighting or exploiting each other? अगर सब कुछ मैं जो बोलूंगा भूल जाएं, यही अगर याद करेंगे, अल्लाह सब में रहता है, नमस्ते, the same divine is in all of us, I think my job is done. Howsoever, हमारे लोगों ने और भी हम लोगों को सिखाया, अतिथि देवो भवा, respect your guests as if you are respecting God. और ये हमने उदाहरण संसार को दिए, देश में दिए, जैसे कि एक मैं उदाहरण देता हूं। 2000 साल पहले हमारे कोंकण कोस्ट पर ज्यू लोग आए, बेचारे बड़े परेशान थे, जहाज वहां आया, लोग वहां से उतरे, बहुत दुखी थे, लेकिन हमारे वहां के लोगों ने महाराष्ट्र में उनको वेलकम किया। They accepted them as if Atithi Devo Bhava, and they lived there. They even picked up Marathi, and they started watching the Maharashtrian telling their scriptures through Kirtan. So they got an idea, why should not we also learn Kirtan to pass on the message of our scriptures to our Jew friends and relatives. And that's how a new way of celebrating Kirtan, to make sure that their children learn their Jewish way of right living through the Kirtans. And you will be happy to know that, God willing, coming Thursday in a synagogue in Mumbai, the same group who have been really rehearsing it, they are going to have a program of this Kirtan in their own way, combining the culture of Maharashtra and the Jewish culture. This is my country. And we have a great opportunity to show to the whole world how people with so many languages, so many religions, so many different ways of dressing, eating, dancing, live as a family. But unfortunately, as Mr. Rivero rightly said, we have started seeing divisions. Well, we should be careful about them. Yes, divisions are happening, and I think partly they are because of the politician and vested interest, but also I will say sometimes there is a misunderstanding of our own scriptures. For example, मैं एक सज्जन को जानता हूं जो रेगुलरली भगवत गीता पढ़ते हैं, लेकिन एक बार वो कुछ लोगों को कह रहे थे कि इन लोगों को, he was pointing to the minority, इन लोगों को खाली एक डंडे की भाषा ही काम में आती है, उनको डंडे की भाषा ही समझ में आती है। मेरा दोस्त भूल गया कि one of the most favorite of people in this country as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, there is a verse which says, Nirvair sarvabhuteshu yasa mameti pandava, कि जिसको किसी से वैर नहीं है, प्रभु कहते हैं वो मेरा प्यारा है। तो लोग ये भूल जाते हैं। इसी तरह कुछ लोग हमारे मुस्लिम भाई जिहाद को गलत तरीके से समझते हैं, जबकि मैं अपने मुसलमान भाइयों से बात करता हूं तो वो मुझे बताते हैं कि डॉक्टर साहब, जिहाद का असली मतलब है अपने मन के ऊपर नियंत्रण करना, सो दैट यू हैव ए बेटर सेल्फ कंट्रोल। तो इसलिए ये पॉलिटिशियंस तो हैं, वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट हैं, लेकिन हम भी कभी कभी अपने स्क्रिप्चर्स को मिस इंटरप्रेट करते हैं या लोगों के बहकावे में आके हम गलत समझ जाते हैं और गलत रास्ता अख्तियार कर लेते हैं। सो वी हैव टू बी कॉन्शियस ऑफ दैट एज वेल। Fortunately, positive things are also happening. For example, in Mumbra, from where I get many child patients, I came to know that at one time Muharram and Ganpati fell at the same time. तो वहाँ के हिंदू और मुसलमानों ने मिलके कहा, हम लोग क्यों नहीं एक ही पंडाल में दोनों फंक्शन करेंगे। उससे खर्चा भी बचा, म्यूजिक का सिस्टम भी मिलके उन्होंने अरेंज किया, पंडाल का अरेंजमेंट भी आपस में शेयर किया गया और एडजस्ट किया ताकि उनका प्रोग्राम अलग तरीके से हो सके, इनका प्रोग्राम अलग तरीके से हो गए, किसी को आपस में कोई डिस्टरबेंस नहीं हो। एंड इट वेंट ऑन ब्यूटीफुली। और उसी समय मैंने एक और किस्सा अखबार में पढ़ा अबाउट अ गर्ल इन राजकोट। शबनम नाम की बच्ची पैदा हुई, जैसे ही पैदा हुई उसकी माँ गुजर गई एंड द फादर लेफ्ट द गर्ल देयर। फॉर्चुनेटली दे हैड काइंड नेबर्स, हिंदू नेबर्स। उन्होंने उस लड़की को पाला। जब वो लड़की बड़ी हो गई तो उन्होंने एक मुस्लिम लड़के के साथ उनकी शादी पक्की की, निकाह हुआ और टुवर्ड्स द एंड कन्यादान उस हिंदू भाई ने, जिन्होंने उसको बड़ा किया था, उन्होंने लड़की का कन्यादान दिया। तो ये है हमारा देश जहाँ के मिलके लोग अच्छी बातें भी करते हैं और इसलिए हमको वो भी भूलना नहीं है। इसी तरह हमारे कुछ स्पिरिचुअल टीचर जो हैं वो भी लोगों को सही रास्ता बताते हैं। जैसे कि आपने नाम सुना होगा लेट स्वामी चिन्मयानंद जी का। उनकी जो यज्ञशाला होती थी उसमें अक्सर सब रिलीजन के लोग आते थे। एक सज्जन जिन्होंने 61 डेज तक यज्ञशाला अटेंड की, जब यज्ञ खत्म हुआ तो उन्होंने कहा कि ये 61 डेज में मैंने सीखा कि हमारा जो मुस्लिम इस्लाम धर्म जो सिखाता है और जो मैंने इनसे स्वामी जी से कोई फर्क नहीं है। देखिए, दिस इज द वे ही पुट हिज होल knowledge of the scriptures, the way the person got the point कि इस्लाम और जो हिंदू स्क्रिप्चर्स हैं असल में वही एक ही रास्ता दिखाते हैं। स्वामी चिन्मयानंद जी का एक स्टूडेंट है जिम गिलमैन, वो अमेरिका में है, क्रिश्चियन है। मेरा दोस्त, जिसको मैं अपना दोस्त कहता हूं, मेरा बेटा विवेक, जिसका नाम भी विवेकानंद जी से मिलता है। विवेक तो है और आनंद हम सरनेम है, तो विवेकानंद हमारा बेटा। जब मैं अमेरिका गया तो मुझे ले गया उनकी क्लास में। जिम गिलमैन was discussing Vedanta and I was thrilled to hear him. And Swamiji told him, Jim, you don't have to change your religion. If you know the scriptures, what you are studying here, as far as Vedanta is concerned and Bible is concerned, get the best from both and give to people who come for your study classes. Then in Mumbai recently, श्रीमती वनिता असरानी, वो भी स्वामी चिन्मयानंद जी की शिष्या थी और वो भी वेदांता की क्लासेस करती हैं और मुझे प्रिविलेज था कि मैं उनकी गीता क्लासेस रेगुलरली अटेंड करता रहा। और देखिए दोस्तों, उनका बेटा विवेक असरानी, जो कि एग्जैक्टली उनसे सब अच्छी बातें जीवन के बारे में सीख रहा है, उसकी बीवी मुसलमान है, राशिदा, और उस परिवार में लोग इतने खुश रहते हैं और इतनी खुशी लोगों को बांटते हैं कि one is really thrilled to see the unity in diversity in my country. Then मैं अमृतसर पंजाब में पैदा हुआ। वहाँ हमारा गोल्डन टेम्पल है, हमारे सिखों का रियली स्थान, जहाँ पे वो पूरी उनको एनकरेजमेंट मिलती है, ट्रेनिंग मिलती है। लेकिन उसकी स्थापना कैसे हुई? उस समय जो वहाँ गुरु जी थे, सिख गुरु, उन्होंने एक लाहौर के मुस्लिम पीर को बुलाया to lay the foundation of Golden Temple. Very few people know about it. Similarly, in the Guru Granth Sahib, their scriptures, they are not only teaching from the Sikh gurus, but also they are teaching from Hindu gurus as well as Muslim spiritual teachers. So this is my country, and I hope we make sure that everyone knows that, and we are teaching the same thing, except by people who have either misinterpreted the scriptures or are being misled. A few things about my personal life. Friends, my wife was born in a Christian home, I in a Hindu home. We got married. It's a long story. We'll have some other time to discuss that. But we together did an online course in Bible. And together we had for years classes in Vedanta in our home, where so many people used to attend regularly. We learned from each other, from both the scriptures. Similarly, once a mother came to me in my clinic with a child and gave me a gift of dates, khajur. मैंने कहा ये क्या है बहन? बच्चा ठीक है ना? नहीं डॉक्टर साहब, बच्चा ठीक है, बच्चे के लिए नहीं आई हूँ, ये आपको खजूर देने आई हूँ। मैंने कहा खजूर कैसे ख्याल आया आपको? कहती डॉक्टर साहब हज के लिए गए थे और वहां आपकी याद आई और आपके लिए मैंने प्रे किया और मन किया कि आपके लिए वहां से खजूर लेके आऊं। तो ये हमारे देश, और हम अननेसेसरली उसको बदनाम करते रहते हैं, जो कि सही बात नहीं है। इसी बीच में मेरी मुलाकात इनिशिएटिव ऑफ चेंज, जिसको पहले मॉरल रियामेंट कहते थे, उनसे हुई और वहां मैंने सीखा बी द चेंज। बिफोर यू पॉइंट ए फिंगर टू अनदर, रिमेंबर 3 आर पॉइंटिंग टुवर्ड्स यू। जफर उम्र गई सारी गुजर, रहे देखते औरों के ऐबो हुनर, पड़ी अपने गुनाहों पे फिर जो नजर, तो निगाहों में कोई बुरा ना रहा। और उस वक्त वहां से मैंने सीखा कि रोज अंतरात्मा की आवाज को सुनिए, लिसन टू योर इनर वॉइस, जो गांधी जी कहा करते थे, एंड राइट डाउन योर थॉट्स। तो जहां मैंने वो शुरू किया तो मेरे दिमाग में मेरा प्रोफेसर आया, जिसको मैं बहुत दिनों से नफरत कर रहा था। वो कोशिश कर रहे थे मुझे हॉस्पिटल से निकालने के लिए, और मैं कोशिश कर रहा था लोगों को बताने के लिए वो कितना गलत इंसान है। जब वहां से ये सीखा, उनको वहीं से एक चिट्ठी डाली, डॉक्टर आनंद आजाद हुआ, मैंने उनसे माफी मांगी, और तब नई नई सब जो आपने इंट्रोडक्शन सुनी वो सब शुरुआत उसके बाद हुई। और ये पब्लिक कंसर्न फॉर गवर्नेंस ट्रस्ट भी उसी प्रेरणा से मिला कि सब मिलके हम इस देश को एक सुंदर देश बना सकते हैं। फ्रेंड्स, वहीं पे मुझे सुशोभा बर्वे भी मिली, जिन्होंने रिबेरो साहब और सतीश सानी साहब के साथ मिलके मोहल्ला कमेटीज बनाई। वहीं पे मुझे सुरेश खत्री, फीजी के रहने वाले, मिले, जिन्होंने एक पुस्तक लिखी है प्रायश्चित से परिवर्तन। उन्होंने 100 लोगों की स्टोरीज लिखी हैं जो अलग अलग देशों से आते हैं, कि कैसे जब उन्होंने अपनी गलती को महसूस किया और सॉरी बोला, और कैसे उनमें परिवर्तन आया, and how God is now using it to make our world a better place to live in. Finally, friends, let's talk about role of individuals, especially the youth, for unity in the country. I am very hopeful after listening to what has been already said as for our young campus ambassadors and other interns who are still working with us are concerned. But कुछ सुझाव हैं उनके लिए। Number 1, be a friend to a person or a family of another religion. जो मैंने क्वाइट टाइम की बात की, सवेरे आप बैठ के अंतरात्मा की आवाज को सुनिए कि क्या इस फैमिली के साथ मैं मिलके एक दूसरे को समझा सकता हूं कि वी आर एग्जैक्टली वन, हम सब एक हैं, सेम ट्रूथ। स्वामी जी अक्सर कहा करते थे कि असल में द ट्रूथ इज वन, सेजिस, स्वामी विवेकानंद जी की बात कर रहा हूं, truth is one, sages say it differently. So try to think of some family from another religion, from where you can learn something and they might learn something from you, and both sides coming together. Number 2, be the change. Before finding faults with anybody from another religion, so have a quiet time every day. You can read the poem which Satish Sani ji had said to you before you sit for your quiet time, from Rabindranath Tagore, and sit a quiet time and think where you need to say apology to someone or how can you use your life for a better purpose. 3, take a stand. You heard a lecture about our constitution. It is very precious. उसको सीने से लगा के रखने का है, and make sure we shall follow it. And I was glad to hear Mr. Sarkar saying yesterday, I shall not tolerate any intolerance to a person from another religion. I repeat, I shall not tolerate any intolerance to a person from another religion. And it can only happen if we really understand our constitution and respect it. And if we find that it is not happening, don't be silent. Raise your voice, but don't be violent. वहां बहुत जरूरी है गांधी जी से सीखना सत्याग्रह की स्पिरिट में. डोंट बी साइलेंट. आवाज उठाओ अगर गलत हो रहा है, लेकिन आवाज जरूर उठाओ. हम एक हैं, लेकिन अगर गलत हो रहा है तो उसके अगेंस्ट आवाज बुलाओ, बट डोंट बी वायलेंट. सो रिमेंबर दिस, डोंट बी साइलेंट, डोंट बी वायलेंट. चौथा, हमने मोहल्ला कमेटी से प्रेरणा लेके एक पोस्ट कार्ड बनाया, हम सब एक हैं, और ये अवेलेबल है हमारे पीसीजीटी की वेबसाइट पर भी और हमारे publicconsern@gmail.com पर भी. वहां से मंगवाइए सॉफ्ट कॉपी और सारी दुनिया को भेजिए. और उसमें यही लिखा है, हम सब एक हैं. लेट्स वर्क टुगेदर फॉर ए करप्शन फ्री, हेट फ्री, violence free, united India. Finally, friends, there is a very good site, Interfaith Good News. बहुत अच्छी अच्छी पॉजिटिव स्टोरीज उसमें आप मिलेंगी, कैसे अलग अलग लोगों के रिलीजन में हम देख रहे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे मोहब्बत से वो सोसाइटी को बेटर बनाने में लगे हुए हैं, सो दैट वी डोंट ऑलवेज लिसन ऑफ नेगेटिव थिंग्स. सो मेरे 5 पॉइंट, इसमें से जो भी आप सूट करे. बी ए फ्रेंड ऑफ अनदर फैमिली, टीच देम अबाउट नमस्ते, टेल देम अबाउट ट्रूथ इज वन, बी द चेंज, हैव अ क्वाइट टाइम, टेक ए स्टैंड, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की इज्जत करिए. पोस्ट कार्ड के बारे में आपको मैंने बताया, और उसके साथ साथ ही हमारी एक ट्रस्टीज हैं जो कि ब्रह्मो समाज में विश्वास रखती हैं, और ब्रह्मो समाज ने ये बनाए है पुष्पांजलि. इसमें अलग अलग धर्मों के बारे में लिखा है, और फाइनली उससे भी यही पता चलता है कि हम सब एक हैं. एंड फ्रेंड्स, डू रिमेंबर दिस कोटेशन फ्रॉम स्वामी विवेकानंद. We want to lead mankind to a place where there is neither the Vedas, nor the Bible, nor the Quran. Yet, this has to be done by harmonizing the Vedas, the Bible, and the Quran. Mankind ought to be taught that religions are but the varied expressions of the religion, which is oneness. And we heard your teachers talking about oneness. So that each may choose the path that suits him the best. Follow one, respect all. I'll repeat this. We want to lead mankind to the place where there is neither the Vedas, nor the Bible, nor the Quran. Yet this has to be done by harmonizing the Vedas, the Bible, and the Quran. Mankind ought to be taught that religions are but the varied expressions of the religion, which is oneness, so that each may choose the path that suits him the best. In conclusion, friends, रुबैरो साहब ने भी कहा, जहां भी आप भले लोगों को सुनेंगे वो प्रेम की भाषा ही करेंगे. सो कबीर साहब ने कहा, पोथी पाथी पढ़ी गियो, पंडित भियो न कोई, अढ़ाई आखर प्रेम के पढ़े सो पंडित होए. उसी तरह सेंट फ्रांसिस ऑफ असीसी की पहली 2 लाइनें उनकी जो प्रेयर है, लॉर्ड मेक मी एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ thy peace, where there is hatred, may I bring love. In the end, friend, यही थीम राज कपूर साहब की एक फिल्म के गाने से पहली दो लाइनें आपको सुनाऊंगा, जो कि गांधी जी के प्रिय भजन वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए से भी मिलती है। किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निशान, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है, जीना इसी का नाम है, जीना इसी का नाम है। नमस्कार।
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights. We would have not been where we are today without the guidance and help from our chairman, Mr. V.P. Raja. Mr. V.P. Raja, after obtaining 2 postgraduate degrees in physics from Delhi University and Columbia University respectively, he joined the Indian Administrative Services in 1974. As an IAS officer from the Maharashtra cadre, Sir has worked in various assignments at the district, state, and center. In recognition to his outstanding contributions to administrative reforms, while working as the collector of Satara and as Transport Commissioner of Maharashtra, he was awarded the Distinguished Government Administration Award. With the Government of India, Sir worked at the Ministry of Human Resource Development, the Planning Commission, the Ministry of Defense, and at the Department of Atomic Energy. He retired as a principal advisor to the Department of Atomic Energy in September 2008. Thereafter, he was the chairman of the Maharashtra Electricity Regulatory Commission for a period of 5 years. Concurrently, Sir was also chairman of the Expert Appraisal Committee of the Ministry of Environment and Forests of the Government of India for appraising of new projects for coal mining and thermal power projects from the point of view of their environmental impacts. Raja Sir continues to be actively involved in various issues of the energy sector. He has a passion for teaching, coaching, and mentoring young students. He is a visiting faculty both at the Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, University of Mumbai, and at the BSc of the Bombay Stock Exchange, teaching courses centered on statistics, business research, and quantitative methods and economics. I now request Mr. V.P. Raja, Chairman of PCGT, to announce the winners of the Oxford debate, the research papers and articles, followed by the concluding remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think I've been requested to announce the winners of various events, and the winner list has been sent to me just a few minutes ago by independent adjudicators. So I must also thank the adjudicators for all these events. So the first event was writing of long articles. And we did receive a number of articles. The second best article, the winner of the second prize for long articles, is Miss Ashtita Datta Mazumdar. And the topic on which she had written was Unity in Diversity, with special emphasis on protection of refugees in India. It so happened that I was also present and I heard her talk. It was really good. And I also remember her mentioning that she herself has experienced what it is to be a refugee. So congratulations, Miss Ashtita Datta Mazumdar. She is from Risvi Law College, Bandra. The best article, I'm now going to the first prize for the long article event is Miss Kalyani Kadam from SNDT Law College, Mumbai. And the topic of our article was Curious Dimensions of Indian Secularism, the Ram Janmabhoomi Verdict and Way Ahead. Kalyani Kadam. Then we had a competition on research papers. The second best research paper had been jointly written by Miss Sejal Gupta and Mr. Samarth Jain from the Institute of Law, Nirma University, Gujarat. And the topic of the research paper was Urban Refugees, the Intersection. The best research paper was written by Mr. Sudyumna Nargolkar from the ILS Law College, Pune. And the topic of the research paper was Unity in Diversity, Hate Crimes and Religious Laws. So I congratulate all the winners of both the long article and the research paper. And these research papers will get published in reputed law journals. Now I come to the Oxford debate. As you know, totally there were 32 teams, each team having 2 students. And there were a number of rounds of debates, finally leading to quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So the finalists first, there is a separate award for the best speaker. The best speaker in this entire debate events. And the best speaker is Mr. Vedant Majumdar, Amity Law School, Delhi.
Oh, nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, as far as the teams are concerned, the runner-up in the final debate is Vedant Majumdar and Muskan Nagpal from GGSIP University and Amity Law School, Delhi. And the best team for the debate goes to Kaushal Jagasia and Mihir Pamani of the VES Institute of Technology. So I congratulate all of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Now, we have had a wonderful 2 days. You have heard some excellent dialogue speeches. Over and above that, you have heard a lot from each other. That's the beauty of these debates. And all the topics, both of the research papers, as well as the debates and the long articles, were all centered around the basic theme of unity in diversity with a lot of sub-themes. So I'm sure that you'll have an opportunity to introspect. I'm sure that our campus ambassadors will also be sending you the full recordings of all these proceedings so that you can even hear it, and reflect on it. And that's a great thing. See, as we grow as human beings, questions of religion, or rather what I'll call as questions of metaphysics. What is life all about? Is there any meaning at all in life? And all these questions are bound to come sometime in the other. And well, religion is one of the things. Some certain human beings go through what can be called as a religious conversion. Now, that doesn't mean going from one religion to another. It is getting kind of trying to answer those metaphysical questions in their own mind as to who am I and what is the purpose, etc. And this kind of a thing, I've also gone through it, even though from what Bianca introduced, I spent most of my early years studying physics and mathematics. But irrespective of what you study, these metaphysical questions do come. When these questions come, you are keen to find answers. So you do start reading various things. I can't claim that I have read everything of every religion, but I've certainly read a lot on Hinduism. I have one regret, that is, after reading it, I must confess that most of what I read in Hinduism, that is including the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita and various other texts, I have done all that in English translations, because I was not good enough in Sanskrit to read the original. So most of these translations were translations done by the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Trust, the monks of the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Trust, and others. I've even read the works of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankara, also in English translations. In fact, Adi Shankara has a book called the Viveka Chudamani, where he points out that besides reason, human faculty has one more quality, which he calls discrimination. And Adi Shankara believes that discrimination, to be able to discriminate, by discrimination, I don't mean the word in which it is used now, in your mind, in your faculty, or what the Upanishads say, that you go from one experience to another, and they call it as neti neti, not this, not this. You're kind of searching for truth. So these are all experiences which human beings will go through. Finally, each one needs to come to terms with that through informed debate, informed consideration. A few influences I've had is, there was this famous person called Julian Huxley. It so happened that he was the person who did a lot of work to propagate the theories of Charles Darwin on evolution. And many of you will remember that when Charles Darwin wrote his Origin of Species and came up with the theory of evolution, there was a lot of anger, there was a lot of reaction to it, because it seemed to question Christianity's proposition on the origin of human beings. So these things have happened again and again. Bertrand Russell wrote a book called Why I Am Not a Christian, and he was removed from the facultyship of the university. He was teaching in an American university. His services were terminated because the university felt that he's preaching, revolutionary things, which is not in the interest of the students. So these things have happened in generation after generation. But coming back to Julian Huxley, Julian Huxley was the person who coined this word called agnosticism. Being an agnostic was a word coined by Julian Huxley. So in those days when Huxley was there, obviously, every human being was invariably associated to the church. And the priest had a duty, particularly during times of positive and negative things, at the time of birth, at the time of marriage, at the time of death of some close family people. The priest will come, visit the family and console. Whenever, and normally a parish priest will know all his people in the church and will individually visit the families. So Julian Huxley was an agnostic. He didn't, his point was that every religion has two dimensions. One is a vertical dimension dealing with you and your relationship with God, whatever that God may be. And the second dimension is a horizontal dimension, you and your relationship with other human beings. And Huxley said, I'm an agnostic because I don't think I'm very sure. I can't answer the question of whether God exists. My answer is I don't know. But I'm very much a humanist. I do believe in the horizontal dimension of religion, of how others are to be, that is, I see, if there is anything called God, I see God in others. Though I don't know whether God exists or not. That's the real definition of agnostic. I don't know the answer. So at a certain time in Julian Huxley's life, he faced a series of family crises. Within a period of about 18 months, 3 major tragedies took place in his life. At that time, the parish priest visited him and said that now with so many tragedies, I hope you're getting some comfort by believing in God, or words to that effect. So he said, I'm dealing with my tragedies, but what I have learned and what I will continue to think is that even though now I'm much older, I will like to look at facts like a small child looks at facts. And so Julian Huxley did not change his view. He continued as an agnostic. The point was, he was preaching Darwin's theory of evolution at a time when society was still not prepared to accept it. So which means he was in the ecosystem or the atmosphere in which he was is that he was a loner trying to propagate that the origin of species gives what can be called a scientific evidence, which is in favor of evolution. So I've been influenced in my growth by reading the biography and various works of Julian Huxley. But which means even if you're an agnostic or an atheist, that doesn't mean that you don't see that horizontal part. That is how you treat other human beings. Even an atheist, to that extent, can be very religious in terms of the way he treats other human beings. But being broadly brought up in science, this question has continued to engage my mind off and on. And I got influenced by a book written by a paleontologist. Paleontology is a subject between rocks and living organisms, the so-called interface between non-living life and living life. And the name of this paleontologist is Stephen Jay Gould. He has written widely. And the beauty of Stephen Jay Gould was, even though he was a paleontologist, he wrote all his articles saying that an ordinary man should be able to understand it. He didn't believe in writing for only in a language which only his colleague experts will understand. That was his basis. One of the books he has written is a book called Rock of Ages, where he tries to point out this, take up this issue of science and religion. And the conclusion he comes to is, it is not a question of science versus religion. He says science and religion are like two parallel lines. He calls it as non-overlapping magisterium, NOMA. Like the two railway track, two parallel lines. There are situations, there are issues which you can answer only within the framework of science. While there are other issues, other events where you need a framework of religion to even to be able to make sense of what it is. So this Rock of Ages by Stephen Jay Gould and his concept of a science and religion being two non-overlapping magisteriums or two non-overlapping frames of reference is something which, when I say has influenced me, is somehow in my own thing I have found that I'm always, that is what I feel is tentatively, that is what I like most at the moment. But I always keep the freedom. I have a kind of a healthy skepticism that if new information, new concepts come, I may have to change my perception. Actually, I remember somebody asked Muhammad in the Quran, some student asked him, sir, there's a difference in this verse, in this vis-a-vis this verse. And the answer of Prophet Muhammad was, obviously, what I say later supersedes what I said earlier. Because I'm also growing, I'm also evolving. I'm not a static person. And I think that's one of the beauties when it comes to religion. Like I have a method of looking at the Bhagavad Gita, which many people think is a Hindu religious text, while I treat it as a treatise on evolutionary ethics. In the Bhagavad Gita is there are two elements. Completely doesn't. So the Bhagavad Gita evolution is that human beings go through life and guna, sattavas, rajas, and tamas, and realize that they are Purusha. Attained it that they are Purusha. It's a kind of a dynamic. These people are called the an IAS officer. Mr. Ribeiro became an IPS officer. That is for a living. Some become doctors. Dr. Anand became a famous pediatrician. So we all have to do something for a living. Many of you will become eminent senior counsels in the Supreme Court. That is one vocation. But over and above that vocation, we also have another vocation, and that is the ontological vocation. The fact that we are born as a human being and eventually will die, there is an ontological vocation. And these two vocations are interlinked. How you decide whenever you face ethical dilemmas, and you continuously face ethical dilemmas, both in personal life and in professional life and in life dealing with the society. But the choices you make at each of this is what will determine your ontological vocation. Now, in these last 2 days, we heard excellent kind of talks. I also learned a lot from it. Satish Sani talked about this. Finally ended Rabindranath Tagore's Where the Mind is Without Fear and the Held is Held High. Today also in the concluding session, Dr. Anand mentioned the same Rabindranath Tagore's thing. I must confess, that's a wonderful point. Something which can be kept like a pole star, always in front of your mind. Even the famous investment banker, Rajat Gupta, who did very well and became a model, but much later when he was in the US got into trouble for insider trading and he had to spend some years in jail. Now he has written his own autobiography and given the title the same, Where the Mind is Without Fear. So that's certainly this Rabindranath Tagore's poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, has had a very great influence. The entire intention of these 2 days, as I said, is that I'm sure that all of you have got exposed to some ideas which you already knew, some new ideas, and you need to introspect, you need to read more, study more, debate more, and then come to your own informed decisions. As even Socrates said, a life led without reflection is not worth living. Dr. Anand or any time is the same. At the end of every day, you need to reflect, spend some time alone with yourself. What did we do today? Did we get some new ideas? This kind of a reflection is more than sufficient if it is done as a practice. You're bound to go what the not this, not this, not this. If you find things like the Upanishads as rather esoteric at your age, I will recommend a very simple book which will be available in any good bookshop. It's a book written by a literary Nobel Prize, German Nobel Prize winner, Hermann Hesse. All of you would have heard of Hermann Hesse because many of you would have seen the movie Siddhartha. He has written a book called Goldmund, Narciss und Goldmund. Narciss, Narciss, UND, Goldmund, Goldmund. Narciss and Goldmund, you'll get it in Crossword or any other good bookshops, anywhere, wherever you are. You can get it on Amazon or Flipkart also. It's a beautiful novel because it talks about two people, two young boys who went for their education at a very young age to the Austrian monastery. But in those ages, the monastery was the best place where you could get educated. And then, but these are two different characters. Narcissus was completely disciplined, followed all instructions, came first class first in every class, while Goldmund was rather, he used to rebel a lot. And after some rebellion for a few years, he actually ran away from the monastery. And then that entire book is, one chapter is on Narcissus, the next chapter is on Goldmund. Third chapter is on Narcissus, fourth chapter is on Goldmund. Like that it revolves. And Narcissus becomes the head of the same monastery. And is by now 80 years of age. And he's looking out of his window. In monasteries, the top floor is where the head of the institution lives. So he was looking out of the window. And then from far, he sees Goldmund coming. Goldmund had a very, very kind of ups and downs in life. He becomes a fantastic painter, but gets disillusioned with it and gives it up. Does something else, does very good with it, but gives it up. That is, he's like a rolling stone gathering no moss. He moves on, but excels in everything that he does. And the final chapter of that book, Narcissus and Goldmund, is where Narcissus is asking, can I tell with complete honesty to myself that I have lived a better life than Goldmund? And an irrepressible comes to it. I can only say Goldmund has lived a different life than what I have lived. But I can't make a value judgment. I can't say that I have lived a better life. We have lived different lives. And then the novel ends. He got a Nobel Prize, not necessarily for this novel, for all his writings. But if you read Narcissus and Goldmund, it's somewhat similar to the ontological journey that human beings have. Of course, in Greeks, the personalities are called Apollonian and Dionysian. Narcissus represents an Apollonian personality, while Goldmund represents a Dionysian personality. The reason I'm mentioning all this is only to say that we need to celebrate diversity. Just because somebody doesn't seem to fall within what we believe, all of us at the end start wearing blinkers. It is necessary for us to come out of our own blinkers and celebrate diversity. If you're willing to celebrate diversity, we can learn from everybody. While if we start wearing blinkers, we'll end up with becoming dogmatic. And dogma is you become a frog in the well. You never get to know the world outside the well. So I think in these 2 days, I must once again congratulate all the lead campus ambassadors, the campus ambassadors, the organizing committee, and the kind of guidance and mentoring which had been provided by Shivam to your entire group, to the organizing committee. I must also thank the Praveen Gandhi College of Law, the principal of the college, Nutan Mediwal, and Kavita Sharma, and everybody has played a part. And we believe that some way or the other, we have all contributed to the next step in your ontological vocation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your affectionate words, and congratulations to all the winners. I now request Ms. Shreya Yadav, Lead Campus Ambassador and President of the National Youth Parliament, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you, Bianca. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. As we come to the end of the maiden edition of PCGT Conclave, I, Shreya Yadav, would like to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of Public Concern for Governance Trust and Praveen Gandhi to thank Dr. R.K. Anand, founding trustee PCGT, for delivering the keynote address on the theme in Diversity, the Indian Perspective. I'd further like to thank Mr. Aspi Chinna, Senior Counsel, Bombay High Court, for delivering the dialogue on Constitution of India, a symbol of unity in diversity. I'd also like to convey my gratitudes to Mr. Jawhar Sirkar, former Culture Secretary, Government of India, for taking out the time and delivering the public lecture on the theme Unity in Diversity, Lessons from History and the Way Forward. Now, Julio Ribeiro. I'd now like to thank Mr. Julio Ribeiro, founding trustee PCGT, Mr. Satish Sahani, former Commissioner Mumbai Police, and Mr. Ghulam Vahanvati, trustee PCGT, for being the panelists on the discussion on communal harmony. Now, I would like to express my gratitude to the adjudicators for the preliminary rounds of the Oxford debate organized as a part of PCGT conclave. Mr. Manas Varalwar, Ms. Nishita Sareen, Mr. Nalin Mishra, Ms. Nikhila, Ms. Arushi Dave, Mr. Dharmil Doshi, Mr. Kapish Agarwal, Ms. Nipa Dharod, Ms. Komal Mekala, Mr. Chinmay Bendre, Ms. Shreya Bhadwal, Mr. Lakshay Arora, and Mr. Kaustav Roy. Thank you so much for taking out the time and adjudicating the preliminary rounds of the Oxford debate. I'd like to convey my special thanks to the adjudicators for the semi-final and final rounds of the Oxford debate, Mr. Vedansh Sharma, Professor at Amity Law School, Mr. Arjun Kadam, Advocate, Bombay High Court, Mr. Orko Prabho Hazra, Young India Fellow at the Ashoka University, and Mr. Akshat Agarwal, Fellow at Vidhi Center for Policy. Thank you, sir, again for taking out the time to adjudicate these semi-finals and final round debate. I'd like to thank Mr. Sudhanva Bedekar, Advocate, Bombay High Court, and Mr. Ritu Raj, founder, Burnish Law Journal, for adjudicating the papers and articles presentation. I would now like to express my gratitude to Chairman, Public Concern for Governance Trust, Mr. V.P. Raja, for his immense support, right from shortlisting the topics for the Oxford debate and research papers to helping us approach these eminent speakers. Raja sir's guidance has been pivotal in making this conclave possible. I'd like to thank the founding trustees, Mr. Julio Ribeiro and Dr. R.K. Anand, managing trustee, Mr. Dara Gandhi, and the other distinguished trustees at Public Concern for Governance Trust, Mrs. Anna Saltanha, Mr. Ghulam Vahanvati, Ms. Rekha Shahani, and Mr. Prasad Chandran for their persistent support and encouragement. I would also like to thank Dr. Nutan Madiwal, Principal, Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Professor Kavita Sharma, Faculty Coordinator, and the staff and students of Praveen Gandhi College of Law for helping us make this conclave possible. Now, I would like to express my gratitude to the members of the organizing committee of PCGT Conclave 2021 for their hard work in putting this conclave together. Mr. Ishan Chitnis, Lead Campus Ambassador in charge Oxford Debate, and his team, Ms. Dimple Jangir, Ms. Sejal Dalvi, Ms. Bianca Chettiar, Ms. Rajvi Gandhi, Mr. Vignesh Narayanan, and Mr. Manas Patil. Further, I would like to thank the paper presentations and articles team led by Ms. Srividya Nargolkar and her team members, and Ms. Ishita Desai. I express my gratitude to the panel discussion and dialogues team led by Mr. Ayush Ramesh, Lead Campus Ambassador, and his team members, Ms. Vrishali, Ms. Vaishnavi, and Mr. Tanmay. Thanks to Mr. Harsh Sharma, Lead Campus Ambassador in charge Creatives and Designs, and his team member, Ms. Anushka Kadam. Lastly, I would like to thank Mr. Ali Sharafli and Ms. Shriya Papre, members of the Public Relations and Outreach Department. I once again congratulate all the winners of the Oxford Debate and Research and Articles presentation, and thank you to all the participants and attendees for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. A heartfelt gratitude to all our participants for joining us today and on both days of the conference. PCGT is also organizing a certified training program on RTI and RTS on the 14th of March. It would be wonderful to see you there. It would be our utmost pleasure to host all of you at PCGT National Youth Parliament 2021, which would be conducted on the 10th and 11th of April by means of an online conference. Hoping to meet you there. Thank you, everyone.